Tannehill's never going to be the guy who's going to win you a shootout necessarily. Like he probably won't beat Mahomes or Lamar even in like a shootout with those
Right.
offenses. But he's definitely he's a good quarterback. He's been in the league. He showed he showed what he can do in a different system outside of Miami.
What's up, y'all? It's Mikey.
This is Nick.
We're here to talk to you about the AFC South. Who's going to win the division? Who's going to suck in the division? Everything about it. So, who's in the division first to start off, Nick?
We got the Texans, the division winners from last season. They pulled that out of their ass somehow, despite only having despite having a -9 plus minus differential for points.
Lost a lot of close games, yeah.
I think that's the only playoff team in recent memory that's ever had a negative plus minus and made the playoffs, let alone win the division. That's insane to me, but
I want to check that stat out of curiosity. I'm really curious to know if they really are the only team
right.
in history to do that. I'm just curious.
It's like some stump the Schwab fucking question.
Dude, I was literally about to say that.
Then we had the Titans coming in second at 9-7, the Colts at 7-9, and the Jags, that dumpster fire, at 6-10.
Jags were 6-10.
Yeah, surprisingly they won. Minshew Mania ran wild, and
I was gonna say that's a lot of games for. I mean, the Jags, I guess, weren't bad. They still have remnants from the AFC Championship team that they took to beating the Patriots, but some plays didn't go their way.
right, and the Titans, I think they had a lot of head scratchers this offseason. Bill O'Brien, I don't know what the hell he's doing. I mean,
Talking about the Texans,
yeah, if all these moves somehow work out for the Texans, then holy shit,
but you know
because
what? You know what though? I don't. The fucked up thing behind that is, I mean, I get it. They traded their best wide receiver, top 3 wide receiver in the league, in DeAndre Hopkins, for David Johnson, theoretically.
yeah,
Um,
who's
you
running
sign
back
you
who
signed
hasn't had a
Brandon
good
Cooks,
year in 2 seasons.
you, right? And then you signed Brandon Cooks, but in all actuality, maybe it's trying to clear cap. I don't know what their cap future is, number wise, for the next 5 years. Maybe they're trying to keep cap low right now so they can sign Deshaun to that deal, because Patrick Mahomes just fucked that up for them, man. Deshaun's gonna want that shit now.
But that's the thing, though. Like, I like Deshaun Watson, but like, I feel like what we've seen him do is probably like his ceiling. You know what I mean? Like, I think 10-6 and like the numbers that he's currently putting up, I think, that's pretty much what he's capable of doing in the league. But I also kind of like, I'm hesitant on saying that is because I don't think he's been in the best system with Bill O'Brien either. Like,
Right,
I don't know if
right.
what Bill O'Brien's been doing is the most beneficial for what Deshaun Watson's capable of.
But you know what? You know what though is I think if they had a better defense or a healthier defense, because they have a good defense. If it was healthier with a few extra pieces, I think that can go a long way. So let me put it to you like this: if you took Deshaun Watson's offense and you gave them the Niners defense from last year, I think they're an AFC Championship team.
Oh yeah, for sure.
So when you say what's around him,
Well, I don't know about
I'm
championship,
saying
but
it's not, I know, but I'm just saying he could have been. But I'm saying when you say pieces around him, people automatically go to offense, and I think it's not limited to just offense. I think when you say pieces around him, you're talking about defense. Iron sharpens iron. When you practice against a good defense, you play against a good defense. Your tendencies get better.
absolutely. When you have better talent coming at you, DBs who are going to challenge you, and other guys, it's definitely going to help
Right.
you. But the Titans, I feel like they're a team on the rise. I like Mike Vrabel as a coach. Uh, I've said this before. I think one of the best moments of last season was him getting under Bill Belichick's skin with that milk and the clock scheme that he was pulling against them. You had Belichick just
Somebody's
irate.
asking. Somebody's asking if someone retired. What are they talking about here? That didn't get in Coleman retire or something. They were a
Tevin
beast
Coleman.
of defense.
Oh yeah, Tevin Coleman. He took
Oh yeah.
not
Oh,
Tevin Coleman, Telvin Smith. Telvin Smith
Calvin Smith. Yep.
from the Jags. Um,
Yep, I remember that. Yeah, good call.
that's my boy from Florida State, Fear the Spear. Um, I don't.
That's when you know. That's when you know a franchise is going to shit. I mean, look at everything that's happened. Yannick Ngakoue was arguing with the owner's son on via text or on social media, literally arguing. Like the owner's son said some shit like, "Oh, you're driving your costs down right now, aren't you?" Like literally in social media.
Yeah, ever since Telvin left, man, like that whole team's been in disarray. They did have a top defense, but Calais left. Telvin, he said he took only a season away, but I haven't heard that he's coming back this season, and that's something I would definitely have heard.
Pretty sure he's not.
So him and Miles Jack were a nice combo at linebacker, and that whole front seven was real good with Jalen and Bouye, but everybody's gone. Taj Gibson, nobody's there. We were talking about the Jets competing for, number one pick, but
If you think about it,
they're gonna have some competition.
So if you think about it, that was before we go on to the next team. I think that was probably the last DB friendly defense that has played really fucking phenomenal. Nowadays, you think of defense that plays phenomenal. You think of defensive line backwards to linebackers, then to DBs. For example, had DeForest Buckner, Arik Armstead, Nick Bosa. The Chiefs had Chris Jones, Frank Clark, and then you go back to the linebacker. I mean, there's not a lot of, unless you have a Tyrann Mathieu. There's the DBs not big name DBs per se nowadays for a good team. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And somebody was asking about Tannehill's confidence level and what he's going to mean to that Titans team is, I think he got paid this offseason too. I think he got an extension from Tennessee.
Rightfully so, man.
Yeah, he played well. Like I feel like Tannehill's got to be riding high. Like Tannehill's never going to be the guy who's going to win you a shootout necessarily. Like he probably won't beat Mahomes or Lamar even in like a shootout with those offenses. Right. But he's definitely he's a good quarterback. He's been in the league. He showed what he can do in a different system outside of Miami, and with a coach like Mike Vrabel, who's very intelligent. He's gonna do the right things for the right players.
That defense lost some players, didn't they? Logan Ryan or whatever his name was is gone.
Yeah, Logan Ryan, he was solid, but he's replaceable.
You see so he's a corner, right? Or was a corner.
Yeah.
So it came out recently that his agent sent something to all the NFL teams saying he will be a safety.
Yeah, I mean, I think in today's football they even have like that end of the year stat of DB of the year, like cornerback. I think a lot of like more players are kind of like becoming a hybrid. But
you're just an athlete, right?
I think like a guy like Logan Ryan, he isn't a number one or a number two really. Logan Ryan is more of like a box safety or like a slot corner even. So I could see him playing that role wherever he goes.
He kind of reminds me in that sense, as far as there's players that are positionless, players that can move around. Yeah. And I only say Jimmy Ward because I'm a Niner fan, so I watch him a lot. The dude plays nickel. The dude plays in the box. The dude plays deep safety. Logan Ryan can't really do that. So he's kind of like Richard Sherman in a sense, where yet he's fucking phenomenal at what he does. He's phenomenal at one defensive scheme.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's going to have to go to like a zone system. He's not like a man guy at all,
Yeah. I can
But
see him going to like a Green Bay.
the Colts made, quite a few roster moves this year, and you can go over those. I know one's Philip Rivers, but you can expand on the other ones.
Philip Rivers, Xavier Rhodes, who had some down times in Minnesota, especially last year. He was rough. He came out after he left there and said basically he didn't like their style of defense. It just seemed like he was kind of deflecting responsibility for lack of production. But
Yeah,
he's a phenomenal player if you can get it out of him.
he didn't want to be a man corner anymore because he's not like a fast corner. He's a physical guy, so he wants to bump you and he wants to sit in like a cover two shell, or he wants to
Right.
stick in
Which is
or
not a bad.
no, or he
I
wants to
get
go
it
in a
though. I
cover
get it.
three. Yeah, like
I get it.
you have to play to the best of your ability. That's why Sherman and Revis always go at it because Revis was a man corner and Sherman's a zone corner, and they're very
But you
different.
can't knock either one.
No, you could be elite at both. It takes skill to be elite at each. It's obviously, in my opinion, harder to be elite at man coverage because you're on an island all the time. But
Right.
zone coverage, you can't blow your assignment like the Niners corner did in the Super Bowl on the wasp play and chase a slant across the field when your zone is a third. You can't
Are you
do that.
referring to the third and 15 play?
Yeah.
That play wasn't broken because of that. That play was broken because
Oh, yes, it
Emmanuel
was.
Mosley. Emmanuel Mosley. So it wasn't a slant; it was a post that Tyreek faked. So he faked the post,
Yeah, he
and
ran he
Emmanuel
ran a deep
Mosley
post.
thought. So, but let me finish. So Emmanuel Mosley thought, okay, he's running post to the center, running right into I think it was Jimmy Ward, and then he cut to the outside, and before he cut, Emmanuel Mosley thought he was doing post. So he's like, okay, he's covered. So Emmanuel stayed low.
And the
That's
point
why
being,
Tyreek got over him.
point being is he blew the assignment because it was a deep third.
No, 100%, 100%, 100%. But it wasn't Sherman. It was Emmanuel Mosley.
I didn't say it was Sherman. I'm just saying like that's
Oh,
the difference in between being elite at a zone coverage and identifying your role and blowing an assignment.
right. All right. So who gave their ranks last time first?
You did.
Okay. So you give me yours now. What's your rankings here, starting from the best and the winner of the AFC South?
Uh, the winner. I feel like the Titans are gonna make that leap this year. I think they're gonna be a tough, physical, well coached football team. Um, I like Mike Vrabel as a coach. That they paid Henry, they paid Tannehill. They have a great offensive line. They have a good front
Yeah.
seven, and I think the Texans kind of like maybe remain the same or take a little bit of a dip this season. But
Well, what's your record for the Titans if they're winning?
I think the Titans can go 11-5 this year, 10-6. But
I can see that. So they're going to win the division with 11-5 is what you're saying.
yeah, I can see the Titans winning the division at 11-5.
Okay. So who comes in second?
I think the Texans are still going to be there. I don't think they're going to drop off too dramatically. They're still going to be an above 500 team. 9-7, 10-6. Maybe still even in the hunt for the playoffs. To be honest, I mean,
That's what I said. This might be a division where they can get 3 teams in the playoffs.
3 team. I don't. Yeah, I mean that would bring me to my obviously third place as the Colts and like I don't believe in Philip Rivers, but they do have Brissett who knows the system to fall back onto. They added talent. They bolstered that defense. They got Buckner, your boy. Darius Leonard's amazing.
There's a stud.
Uh,
But Buckner can't stop the run though.
he's more of he's not really like a line pusher. He's more of a finesse guy, more of a pass rusher.
That's my fear against the Titans. But anyways, I don't mean to cut you off. So you got Titans at 11-5. You got the Texans. You said it at 10-6.
Yeah, Tennessee are my bad. Houston at like 10-6. The Colts, I think I can see the Colts going 8-8, 9-7. I do like the additions that they made. They added some Jonathan Taylor to that team to help out Marlon Mack. So like they're gonna have a good running game. They added Michael Pittman at receiver to help out T.Y. Hilton, who's been in desperate need of a number 2 guy for quite a while.
Right. How bad are the Jaguars?
I think the Jaguars are in the hunt with the Jets this season, sniffing for that number 1.
The Jets still get it.
Yeah, Texans. Somebody's saying Texans could start 0-4. Texans have a tough schedule this year too. They open up the season week 1 against my boys. So
I agree.
They got tough sledding this year, but Watson.
I can see him.
Watson's a
I can see him starting
competitor,
0-4,
though.
honestly.
Yeah, Watson's a competitor though. Like Watson alone will gut out a few games. Like that kid don't quit. He'll make some crazy
real quick,
plays.
before I give you my rankings, what was your record for the Jaguars?
I could see the Jags going like 3 wins, 2-14, 3-13, something abysmal like that. I don't. They're such a dumpster fire, dude. Like, what are they?
Right.
Nobody wants to be there.
I have Colts winning the division. I think
The Colts.
Rivers is an
What?
asset to. I think the Colts are going to win that division. It's going to be a close division. I don't think it's going to be anything like fucking 13-3. I think they're taking it with 11-5. I think Tennessee on their ass could be 11-5, 10-6, and that's how the Colts take the division. Texans, I think, are going to be 9-7, 8-8, and I agree with the gentleman in the comments that they can start 0-4, and that's what's going to screw them, man. You start 0-4, you start to get risky, you start to get dramatic, you start to lose games when you shouldn't. So that's why I have them 9-7, 8-8. I don't think J.J. Watt can stay healthy again. He never fucking does.
No. I think he's missed more games in the last 3 seasons than he's played.
Right. So I got the Texans again, 9-7, 8-8. Jaguars, I'll give them a ceiling of 5 games. 4 games, and that's because Gardner Minshew plays well. I like Doug Marrone. He's a phenomenal coach, smart guy. That to me, being a smart and good coach, veteran coach, gives you a +2 win, maybe 1 or 2 wins a year. So 5 at most, 3 at minimum, still better than the Jets.
Yeah, absolutely. And what do you think as one little final note? How many over under 1.5 playoff teams come out of the AFC South?
1.5. Oh, over under.
Yeah.
That's a tough one because it's really AFC is not too tough, man. Really is going to depend on the division we talked about. That could get, I don't know, man. They could get 2. I think I'm going to go with the over. I really think that the Colts and the Titans are strong. Texans are there. I think 2 of them could make it.
Yeah, I agree.
But let's do here. Let's give a shout out. First time we've heard it first. It's my bad. I don't know if it's how you pronounce it, but it says AT Def Jeff. Yeah. Texans star 0-4 and fire Bill O'Brien. They don't even wait till Black Monday.
You think they'll fire him after they just made him the GM?
The shout out. That's what I'm saying. I don't disagree. It could happen. I wouldn't say it 0-4. I think if they go 7-9 and miss the playoffs completely, he gets fired on Black Monday after the season. But I don't think it's mid-season going to happen.
Fired from strictly head coaching, or fired from and removed fully from the team's duties as an entirety?
You wouldn't fire somebody from being a head coach and not the GM. That wouldn't make any business sense.
Wow.
So that's what I'm saying. If you guys disagree, let us know. If you want us to talk about any specific topics anymore, let us know. And subscribe. Hopefully you guys like this video, and we'll see you next time.
Later.